Sugar City Morning Show.
Muy buenos días, compañeros, y bienvenidos todos al Sugar City Morning Show. Hoy es miércoles y hoy es el 20 de septiembre. Estamos en lo que es la víspera de nuestra celebración de independencia aquí en Belice, y antemano les quiero desear todo lo mejor para hoy por la noche, para el grito, y para mañana también, porque mañana pues no tendremos oportunidad de enviarles nuestros mejores saludos. No solo estamos hablando de saludarles personalmente, sino saludarles colectivamente a todos los beliceños por celebrar, y a todos los amigos de Belice por celebrar. Estamos celebrando el 36 aniversario de nuestra independencia. Un país relativamente joven, por decir, porque obviamente hay aquellos países que tienen más de 200 años de independencia, y algunos que pues nunca tuvieron que considerar el concepto de independencia, pues porque ellos han sido libres. Sí han pasado por problemas de guerras en el pasado, cuando un país toma al otro y el otro se sienta ahí por cientos de años. Estamos hablando de países como Turquía, el Líbano, bueno, hasta Francia, Alemania, muchos otros países. Pero 36 años es relativamente joven, compañeros, y todavía estamos en el proceso de desarrollar. Es mi deseo de que todos aprendamos, entendamos más bien de que para poder desarrollar Belice no es tanto, es parte del gobierno, sí, para tratar de fomentar desarrollo, pero también está en nosotros los beliceños, ponerle empeño al desarrollo, decirle: yo no tengo que esperar que el gobierno me dé para que yo haga, sino yo voy a hacer por mi bien y por mi familia, y si, claro, le voy a estar haciendo un bien a mi país también. Compañeros, bienvenidos al Sugar City Morning Show. Y son las 7:04, y como siempre vamos a dar comienzo a nuestro programa con una oración, reconociendo y dándole y agradeciendo a nuestro Padre Creador por todas las bendiciones que nos da, por todo lo que hace por nosotros a cada momento del día. A cada momento del día. Y mientras tú empiezas a creer en este amor que Dios te tiene a ti, te vas a dar cuenta de que todo lo que sucede en tu vida sucede por una razón, porque así Dios lo quiso. Entonces, no es una fe ciega, no lo es una fe basada en confianza. En confianza. Sé que no debes estar analizando tu fe, pero muchas personas dicen: una fe analizada te hace tu fe más fuerte, más poderosa. Bueno, compañeros, vamos a empezar este programa con nuestra oración, especialmente hoy, cuando tenemos que orar mucho por nuestro país, por nuestros líderes y por nosotros mismos. Padre, gracias por todo. Gracias por 36 años de independencia. Gracias, Padre, por nuestro país, por nuestros líderes, por todos nosotros, la gente. Gracias, Padre, por darnos vida, darnos salud, darnos fuerzas, la determinación para seguir adelante, Padre. Gracias por tu amor eterno que tienes para nosotros, tu amor fuerte, incondicional que tienes para nosotros. Te pido, Padre, que continúes bendiciéndonos. Te pido, Padre, que podamos ser suficientemente fuertes para poder empezar a pensar en el prójimo y no solo en nosotros. no solo en cómo lastimar a aquel porque me dijo tal y tal y tal y yo me voy a vengar en él, o pensar, dejar de pensar en cómo puedo llenar mis bolsas antes de aquel que me sigue llegue a este punto, o cómo puedo tumbar a aquel otro individuo porque lo envidio porque está ahí de alto y no me gusta verlo porque no soy yo el que está ahí arriba. Padre, yo siempre pienso que el problema más grande en este mundo es el egoísmo. Nosotros creyendo que somos dioses, nosotros creyendo que somos todopoderosos, nosotros creyendo que somos más grandes que tu Padre. Perdónanos, ayúdanos, guíanos. Haznos reconocer, Padre, que tú eres el Dios Todopoderoso y que nosotros debemos de seguir tus mandamientos, amándote y amándote al pobre, al prójimo, sobre todas las otras cosas. Te pido, Padre, por los enfermos, por los ancianos, por los niños, por los que están en las cárceles, por todos nosotros, que tengamos una celebración, Padre, libre de violencia, que tengamos una celebración donde auténticamente podemos celebrar en forma limpia, sin tener violencia, sin tener pleitos, sin tener botellazos, porque aquel individuo me dijo algo que no me gustó, o porque aquel individuo cuando pasó me tocó, o simplemente porque no me gusta ver a esa persona. Padre, permítanos elevarnos como gente y pensar en distinta forma. Salir de aquellas cadenas que nos tienen restringidos y limitados en nuestro crecimiento emocional y espiritual. Permítenos, Padre, liberarnos de eso. Te bendecimos, te glorificamos, te adoramos siempre. Amén. Good morning. If you've just joined us, this is the Sugar City Morning Show. We're transmitting live from Nortevisión, Channel 10, here in Trial Farm, in the outskirts of Orange Walk Town. And our signal is viewed throughout the length and breadth of this beautiful country of ours. And if you don't, through cable arrangements. And if you don't have cable, we are only on-air channel here in the northern part of the country, where our signal is seen here in Orange Walk and in the surrounding areas, with a radius of approximately 10 to 15 miles. Welcome to the Sugar City Morning Show. Today we will have guests. Today we will have the Chief of Police here in Orange Walk, talking to us, advising us as to how best to deal with the situation tonight, how to avoid problems, etc., etc. And then we'll have a second guest, and we'll be talking about Mr. Novello, who will be talking about a topic that is very interesting, should be very interesting for all of us. But before we go to that, we have the general weather forecast for today, Wednesday, this 20th of September. Si estás cumpliendo años hoy, que la pases bien. Si estás celebrando aniversario, también que lo pases de maravilla. La razón que tengas, obviamente, aparte de lo que es la independencia, que la pases muy bien. The general situation, generally fair conditions are expected today, then a slight increase in moisture tonight. The 24-hour forecast, sunny with a few cloudy spells today and cloudy at times tonight. Showers or thunderstorms will be isolated today. Then a few showers and isolated thunderstorms will occur along some coastal areas tonight. The winds blowing from the east at 5 to 15 knots. The sea state light chop. The temperatures along the coast 89 degrees Fahrenheit as a max, 80 degrees as a low. Inland 95 degrees as a max, so it's going to be pretty warm today, and 75 degrees as a low. And the hills, a maximum temperature of 81 and a low of 70 degrees. The outlook for tomorrow is some cloudy spells with a few showers and isolated thunderstorms, mostly along the coast Thursday morning and night, and over inland areas Thursday afternoon. So it's very possible that we may have a little shower tomorrow, but it's like I said, it's not going to be anything that's going to last too long. Well, hopefully not. And like I said, they're all going to be isolated, one here, one there, and there. Actually, we don't have any system above us or approaching. We'll be talking. Oh, by the way, let's go quickly to the National Hurricane Center, and we notice that Maria is just about pulling out of Puerto Rico, and for all intents and purposes, it has done a number on Puerto Rico as well. And not only Puerto Rico, but we're talking here about all the different islands in the Caribbean that have been hit so hard, and we forgot to mention them in our prayers, but please do, and are going through difficult moments. I believe that many times we revel in God's compassion for us here in Belize, and condemn and put it such a way that, oh, it went there because God is punishing them. I don't agree with that. I don't agree that God punishes it. God is a loving God. And the forces of nature are the forces of nature, period. Maria is doing a number. Right now it's currently 150 mile per hour winds, and it's forecast not to go into the United States, but it's forecast to go into the open Atlantic. Jose is all the way up by Nantucket and Massachusetts, not presenting a threat to go into the inland areas this morning, but is still dumping a little bit of water in the New England area, and causing waves to become even higher, because that area is and also the tides to become more pronounced. You go to that area, it's 10 feet, 12 feet tides. Ladies and gentlemen, and the part I think that Lee has pretty much broken down, and I'm looking at the imagery right now. We don't have anything in front of us, no tropical wave as far as I can see. Yes, there are some clouds by Swan Island and so forth, but that'll take a while before it gets to us, and it's not a wave, so we should be having a beautiful day tomorrow. Let's going back to the weather report. There will be a high tide this morning at 10:07, a low tide at 4:16 this afternoon, then another high tide at 10:20 tonight, and a second low tide at 4:30 tomorrow morning. The sun rose this morning at 5:41, and the sun sets today at 5:51. The moon rose this morning at 1 minute after 6, and is setting at 17 minutes after 6. And we want to thank forecaster Michael Gentle for this information. Compañeros, buenos días. Este es el reporte del tiempo. Ante todo, les quiero hacer mención de que los huracanes, porque nada está sucediendo aquí en Belice en términos de huracanes y tormentas violentas y sí un sacudoncito con un terremoto, pero afortunadamente no estamos viéndolo o no estamos pasando por esos tiempos difíciles que otras personas están pasando. Y quiero tomar tiempo aparte hoy para hacerles entender de que hay sufrimiento allá afuera, compañeros. A este momento el huracán María está a punto o ya salió de sobre Puerto Rico, la isla Puerto Rico. Y todavía tienes vientos de 150 millas por hora. Quiere decir de que arrasó con una gran parte de Puerto Rico. Y no solo Puerto Rico, pero las otras islas. Anguila, que entiende lo que entendemos, virtualmente destruido. Anteriormente con Irma y con otros huracanes hemos visto lo que es la destrucción de Barbuda y de otras islas, cuando 90% de edificios están destruidos. Y sobre todo eso, compañeros, estamos hablando de que hubo terremoto en México ayer, 7.1, y la cosa es de que esto fue en tierra, esto no fue en el Pacífico Océano, en el Océano Pacífico, perdón. Quiere decir de que sacudió la tierra. Y nada más a 100 millas de distancia de la Ciudad de México. De lo que entendemos, ya hay 217 muertos y esta suma se supone que va a incrementar a como vayan encontrando más personas. Una situación bastante difícil en México, compañeros. Y en lo que entendemos, también hubo terremoto y aunque no son de la magnitud de México, estamos hablando de mucho menos fuerte. Hubo terremoto en California, bastante débil. Hubo terremoto en New Zealand o algo así. Y también hubo sacudidas en Guatemala. Así que hay que estar muy al pendiente de todo esto, compañeros. Hoy la situación general, buenas condiciones. Vamos a estar viendo buenas condiciones hoy. Y luego entonces veremos un incremento leve en lo que es la humedad hoy por la noche. Obviamente eso indica de que vamos a tener un poquito de chubascos. ¿Okay? Hoy estará bastante soleado con algunos periodos de nubosidad. Hoy durante el día, nublado por momentos, hoy por la noche. Chubascos y tormentas estarán completamente aisladas y luego unos cuantos chubascos y tormentas aisladas ocurrirán en la porción de la costa del sur hoy por la noche. Los vientos de este de 5 a 15 nudos, el estado del mar ligeramente agitado. Temperaturas por la costa 89 grados como una máxima, 80 grados como una mínima. En el interior del país 95 grados como una máxima y 75 grados como una mínima. Y luego por las colinas, compañeros, que siempre suele ser bastante fresco, 81 grados como una máxima y 70 como una mínima. Mañana se espera que tengamos periodos de nubosidad con algunos chubascos y tormentas aisladas, esencialmente sobre la costa por la mañana, y luego se espera por la mañana y por la noche y sobre las áreas del interior del país mañana por la tarde. Ojalá y esto no sea que tengamos lluvia mañana por la tarde, pero y aquí hay que jugarlo simplemente como por aire, por decir, played by air, porque muchas veces dicen el pronóstico que vamos a tener chubascos y lluvias y por lo general no suele suceder aquí en el pueblo de Orinjoc, pero suele suceder en otro lado. Ojalá y que tengamos la suerte que sea en otro lado. Mareas, una marea alta hoy a las 10:07, una marea baja a las 4:16, otra marea alta a las 10:20, otra segunda marea baja mañana a las 4:30 por la mañana. El sol salió hoy, compañeros, a las 5:41, el sol se oculta a las 5:51 hoy por la tarde. La luna de igual forma salió hoy a las 6:01 y se oculta hoy a las 6:17. Compañeros, hay que agradecerle a Michael Gentle por esta información y también a nuestros patrocinadores, como siempre, que nos apoyan con sus anuncios. Ya son las 7:21 y vamos a ir rápidamente a una pausa, compañeros, porque ya llegaron nuestros invitados al estudio y estaremos de vuelta con ustedes tan pronto estos anuncios. No se vayan.
Notice to residents of rural communities in Orange Walk and Corozal districts. If you value your health and your children's health, you will dispose of your garbage only at approved sites. The disposal of garbage at any other location is illegal, and if caught, you can be fined up to $5,000. If you don't get caught, you can still suffer health impacts caused by these illegal sites, because illegal dump sites harbor pests such as rodents, possums, and mosquitoes that carry diseases. These can transmit those diseases to you and your children. In addition, the garbage you throw away illegally can contaminate water bodies near your community, the same water bodies you might use for recreation or other purposes. Only with your help can the Department of Environment ensure that Belize's development is safe for present and future generations. You can also contact your local village councils or Belize Solid Waste Management Authority for more information. The Department of Environment thanks you for your help.
Believe it's celebration time. August 31st and September 1st are the start of the September celebration with Frankie Reynolds' Timeless Motown Memories concert at the Bliss Center. The Carnival King and Queen competition follows at the Marion Jones Stadium on September 2nd. On September 9th, take to the streets at 5 a.m. for Carnival Juve, and then rinse and repeat the revelry at 1 p.m. for the Carnival Road March through Belize City. On the 10th day of September, it is the St. George's Ski Day ceremony and Citizens Parade. The premier ski bands come together at the Marion Jones Stadium for the Pan Yard concert on the 16th. On the 20th, the night comes alive at 9 p.m. with the official flag raising ceremony, music and fireworks display at the Memorial Park. And on the 21st, it is the Independence Day ceremony and uniform parade. Believe, confronting challenges, celebrating triumphs, renewing or resolve.
Everybody wants a clean and healthy family. That's why they purchase the best food products and the cleansing materials. This time, we give you a bigger size of La Costeña products like the mouth-watering fried beans and the pasta sauce. And surely for your clean laundry, we have the breathtaking aroma of Ensueño Max Suavitel. Even your visitors will ask what you clean your floors and restrooms with. And you can boast it is the variety of Pinol products and Sultan Muriatic acid now in 900 milliliters. And much more for the best prices only at German Vega and Sons Imports. We serve you at number 5 San Antonio Road, Orange Walk Town. You can even call us at 322-3625 or 322-2672. Or you can even send us a fax at 322-2571 or email us at germanvega@btl.net. German Vega and Sons Limited, because we care for you.
A&R Stores Countrywide announced the arrival of name brand school bags in all colors, design and sizes, stationery supplies, composition books, lunch bags, laptops, tablets, watches and everything else you will need for this new school year. So take time out and have your pick out of the largest variety of durable school bags in the country. They are also pleased to announce the arrival of a wide assortment of housewares like sterilite plastic containers in different sizes, glassware, kitchen utensils, cooking pots and pans, and beautiful floral arrangements. And if you need to redo your bathroom or your bedroom, visit them for the most beautiful bath mat sets, ready-made curtains in beautiful colors and designs, lights and mirrors, bed sheets for twin, full, queen and king size beds, plus comfortable pillows and beautiful comforters to match. And best of all, it is always the excellent service and the low prices that make the difference at A&R. So come visit our stores in Orange Walk, Corozal, Belize City, Belmopan, San Ignacio, and now in Dangriga for the best in housewares and school supplies at the guaranteed best prices in town. ENR, where our prices make the difference.
Ever since Digicel doubled all their prepaid data plans, things looking a little strange around here. My sister seems to think she's some sort of a celebrity now, that she has all this data to post everything. My dad keeps starting these do-it-yourself projects. There's a lot of forward pictures. Even Nana loads all the extra data. She chats on 100 dating sites. Mom is always finding new recipes from all over the world to try on YouTube.
We got the show is on.
Digicel's newly doubled prepaid data plan let everyone be free to do so much more.
The bigger, better network. Digicel.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. In very good hands right here this morning, folks. Today is the 20th day of September 2017. We all know that we'll be jumping into the celebration. People are already in the celebration mood. And we have a special guest right here this morning joining us, the officer in charge of Orange Walk, Superintendent, Mr. David Chi. Good morning, Mr. Chi, and welcome to the show.
Morning, Chucky.
It's a pleasure having you here.
It's a pleasure for me to be here too. Good morning, Orange Walk. Good morning, Belize.
Yeah. Mr. Chi, tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you have been in the force and now coming back and being the officer in charge of Orange Walk.
I'm a police officer for the past 33 years. I first worked right in Orange Walk after leaving the police training school then for 4 years, and I left, and now I'm back as the OC, which is a pleasure for me. The place I started, I'm back again now as the officer commanding, which is indeed a great pleasure for me to be back here working in Orange Walk.
That sounds good. So, how is your team of policemen that you have here, men that you have here in Orange, men and women that you have here in Orange Walk?
We have a small team. It's, we would definitely need some. I would like some more officers, but with the team I have working with me, I try to educate them, show them, and ask them to maintain and uphold the law. They are police officers. They must do and lead by example. Do the right thing and lead by example.
Yeah, I know this morning we'll be discussing about the celebration, but what are some of the things that you have put in place since taking over rank here in Orange Walk?
Some of the things I have put in place is one, the educational part. If you have noticed, we have the bicycle offenses, motorcycle offenses, or traffic offenses in general that we are trying to educate people on. We have a few arrests, but we try to educate people a lot, especially the bicycle offenses. I told the officers, don't charge anyone except the person's behavior. Some people have some nasty behavior. You're educating them, but they want to dictate and be arrogant and using the vulgar language and all sort of things. So then that's a different case. But we are trying to saying to people that if you're riding a bicycle in the day, your bicycle should have a bell. That's not me saying, it's the law. I'm on the messenger. The law says that your bike must have a bell to give audible sound to warn people that you are coming. In the night, it must have a light affixed to the bicycle, not in your hand, not a flashlight in your hand. The light must be affixed to the bicycle along with reflectors. These things, people, is for you. It's for saving your lives. It's for keeping you safe. Riding on these roads, there's a number of other vehicles or people using the highways, the streets. And if you're riding a bicycle at night without a light, it endangers your life. The driver coming in that opposite direction may not be able to see you because of the light of another oncoming vehicle or something, and then you could be hit, cost your life, or end up in the hospital for some extended period of time. Remember, no, I've always said, those vehicles will not go to the hospital or to that cool house to the back there. It's you. They can be fixed with a hammer, putty, or a body fill, fire, and they are back. But you, when you go to that hospital, people, it's not an easy thing. But then remember your family, your loved ones. You have people out there who loves you. You must always think about them likewise.
So is there a charge for that offense?
Of course, there is a charge. But as I said, for now we are just trying to educate the public, as let them know what happened. Checky, it has been for a while that these laws were not enforced. If you remember, probably in the younger days, bicycles used to license and all.
Yeah, they used to license your bicycle.
Right? Then you had to have on these
accessories
on the bicycle. I even just lately point there, if you buy the bike, that's supposed to be a part of the bicycle.
Right,
But
right.
it's not for me as a police officer to say to any business owner to, you have to sell the bike with a bell or a light.
Yeah, but probably if they bring back the licensing of the bicycles, then they would need to get these accessories. But apart from licensing, you have to register your bicycle. Like when you buy it at a shop, then give you a paper or a serial number.
A receipt.
A receipt. You have to go register your bicycle, or that's upon you if you want to go and register it?
We don't register a bicycle, Checky. That receipt is only for your personal use. For instance, many times people's bicycles have been stolen. Remember, in the courts you have to prove ownership.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
How can ownership be proved? By you having a receipt with your name, the serial numbers, and these things. So sometimes these are the problems. Sometimes they only go and buy the bicycle, and they only give them a receipt without no serial number, no color of the bicycle, anything. Yes, you can change the color, but the serial number don't change. So you always are being reminded, people, that whenever you buy a bicycle, make sure that the serial number is placed on your receipt along with your name.
Yeah, but you could check the bicycle and make sure all the numbers are correct on the bike.
Exactly.
How when it comes to the more than one person riding on a bicycle, and also the motorbikes, when it comes to your helmet?
Bicycles, only a child up to the age of 10 can ride a bicycle as a passenger in a carrier approved by the Commissioner of Police. That is the law.
So you just can't go buy one, just any carrier and put it up there and put your picture in there?
It has to be approved. You can check with the Commissioner of Police, right, and he will verify it, right, whether that carrier is approved for you to carry your child up to the age of 10.
Yeah, let's get this call. Sugar City Morning Show. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Checky.
Yes.
This my bicycle to the park. You have a bike, and I said not pressure a bike people.
Okay, anything towards that, Mr. Chief?
What he is saying is not true. We have taken many racer bikers to court, and I would ask him to take a early morning drive out or look out on the highway, especially the Western Highway and the southern end from here of the Philip Gosson Highway, to see the riders in the morning using a bicycle to train, and to see them with their lights and reflectors. That's a fact I'm saying to you, Carla. I'm just saying to you what I see. I use the road every day to come to work, and that's what out there. And we have meetings with the Cycling Association. These things have came up, and they have seen the reason why it is for their own safety. Many cyclists have been hit. We have cyclists who have been killed.
Yeah, true.
I remember a friend who was killed, and his body wasn't found until the next day.
Man.
Right?
Yeah.
And he was knocked off his bicycle and left on the roadside in some grasses. Right? Nobody saw him, and his life went just like that because he didn't have any light or anything, and he was just hit.
Yeah, so we talk about that. Now, how when it comes to, because I know we want to discuss about the celebration, how when it comes to the motorcycle, we see sometimes people up on motorcycles sitting out and leave baby the hole in the back and the next one in the front, and maybe under the person who they conduct the motorcycle got on a helmet.
Check if to ride the motorcycle, a cycler is licensed and insured to carry 2 persons. Those persons taking 3-4 persons on a motorcycle are committing themselves. And sometimes I wonder if they love their kids, you know, and love themselves. If you recall, remember the incident on Douglas Jones Street, Douglas Jones and Natfron Street?
Yeah,
the two females and the baby,
Right,
when hit
yeah.
the bus wheel. Who perished in that? The child died. And we have many other instances, right? Having those kids on those motorcycles in that fashion, people, I know, yes, we're poor and we want to get to work or to school, but remember the danger that poses your lives ahead, right? You are not able to control that motorcycle the proper way if you have a child seated in front of you. Sometimes that gas tank make it worse,
Yeah,
dangerous,
yeah, true.
which can explode if you get hit or scrape or something. So we have to remember, you know, safety first. And again, I will repeat and repeat all the time, the life you save may be yours or a child. So,
Sugar City Morning Show. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chester.
Good morning.
Sir, I want to tell you, this is the street is on
Which street you're talking about?
Mr. Manuel.
But what's the name of the street? Which Manuel you're talking about?
Mr. Manuel is asking.
Huh?
Mr. Manuel.
Oh, Emmanuel Martinez. You're talking about right here in Trial Farm area, no? Okay, tell us.
One behind the pass with 9 kids, right? And 2 guys, they pass with one wheelbarrow, with one that's dead. And then 2 riders up on the bush, and we can't pass through them. And now the thing stinks, and we can't pass through that. Now I have to pick the next street, make we go through.
All right, thanks. I think that's a matter for public health, right?
public health, town board.
Yeah. The motorcycle, only two persons should be on the
ride
motorcycle. And then if you have the helmet.
The helmet, both the rider, which we call the rider is the driver then, and the pinion rider. That person who sits down to the back, that's the law, the term they use, pinion rider, must have on. See, if you're an adult, the person, if one has on a helmet and one does not have on, for instance, the person who is driving or the rider has on his or her helmet, and the pinion rider, the one to the back, does not. Both of them are liable. The one to the back, the pinion rider, can be charged for allowing him or herself to be carried, and the other one will be charged for carrying a person without a helmet. Those are offenses.
And like you say, it's for their own safety.
Own safety, you know.
Yeah. I see some signs up at some of these shops around town, mainly the Chinese shops, that no drinking in front of the establishment. And what is that sign about?
Check it. This is, we say, you have the book here, the Intoxicating Liquor License Act, Chapter 150. Right? And I said to a number of business owner who sells alcoholic beverages, I implore them to buy one of these and to read it.
So that's available?
This is available. You can buy it at the print Belize.
Okay.
Right? And I guess you could find it online too.
What's the name of the document?
Belize Intoxicating Liquor License Act, Chapter 150, revised 2011.
Okay.
And the law is specific. You have the different categories of license, right? Like you have shop license, malt license, beer license, and hotel license, restaurant license, public and special, members club, vessel license, convenience store, and different. You got different categories of license. Okay. It depends on the category of license you have. For instance, a restaurant. If you go to a restaurant and you want to drink a beer, that beer should not be sold only by a beer. It's supposed to be sold along with food.
With food, yeah.
Right?
Right, right.
The shop license. If you go to a shop and you buy, or supermarket, wherever you buy a beer or whatever, it's supposed to be sold in sealed containers to be taken away and not to be drink on the street. It's to probably take it to your home or wherever, privately or somewhere. You know, it is an offense to have public drinking, right?
Yeah. We see the sign up that some of the shop not to be consumed on the premises, and we still see that happen. How is that being addressed?
It is being addressed. up to this morning, we have some people who are going to court. And right there, I can read to you section 44A1. It says, subject to subsection 2 of this section, no person shall drink any liquor on any public road, right? Right? They're not going to be in any drain, culvert, street, sidewalk, or any other public place. Public place, like a shop, that's a public place. Other than a public place specified in section 65 of this act. Section 65 specified, like a club.
Right. So,
or inside, like I said, inside the restaurants while having food, or disco, or, you know, nightclub or anything like that, right?
So when the people go buy one beer and then shop there, the owners have the opener right there. They open it and then drink. You got people, they go to shop with their families and so on, and then people they drink down there and tell them a lot of things. If somebody charge, the who get charged?
The person who is drinking in public is being charged, and the owner of the place, or proprietor of the place, or manager, whoever, can be charged likewise. Because they are not to allow people to drink there.
Okay.
You know, and it goes further than that, Checky. Like I had said to a proprietor once, right here in Orange Walk, that if you allow those persons to drink at your place, and just like you said, you have kids going, they have a shop, and something is to happen to that child while on your premises because you allow those men or whoever out there drinking, they will touch that child or do something, you will be liable likewise, you can be sued.
You mean the owner of the establishment?
Exactly, you can be sued, right?
Yeah. Sugar City Morning Show, hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Morning, tell me.
The Africa show on paper just know that all places refer can drink. Right? Tonight, the beginning of Independence Day. Does that mean that you can't drink in public place? That means tomorrow is a parade Independence Day, then you shouldn't drink on the street out Bermuda? So why the law apply for public and then for a celebration? Do you allow it? Something wrong?
All right, we have touched that in a little while because that's a special case. We'll touch that in a little while. But continuing with this, because you see, Che, sometimes some people that go to the shop and say, you know what, my wife went inside, go shopping, so I sit down outside and I take one Libya, meantime in the shop.
That is wrong, though.
But
you should not.
Are you enforcing that?
Of course, as I said this morning, we have people going to court for public drinking. Same way, find them drinking in front of those shops and places that they're supposed to not drinking.
So, suppose somebody buy one beer or whatever alcohol beverage, and then they walk with it on the street, but they got it in a paper bag and they drink.
Still public drinking.
That is still public drinking.
Still, not because it's in a paper bag. Still, you are not supposed to drink that alcoholic beverage out there on the street.
So once you're there out on the street, you're there front of a shop, and so it is not permitted. So, since you started that enforcement, have you seen any improvement?
Yes, we have seen improvement. We have a number of people who has applauded the police for the effort. I remember going to certain places, and that was one of the main complaints as I visited the places, that when they go to shops, especially females, they are being molested by these,
right? True.
You know,
True,
men drinking out there. And I tell them, I'm sure we'll deal with those situations, and we may check back, and they are satisfied because we have dealt with it.
Yeah.
And we continue, as I said, okay, the thing is to educate the public, let people know. You know, some of these things have been happening for years, before our time, before we were born.
Yeah.
You know, but
the law was there, right?
The law is there, and like I said, the enforcement, you know, and probably it wasn't as, what do I want to say, rampant or as much as now, right? And probably then people had more respect, you would say, that now when people drink, they believe they have the right to do what they want. They could say whatever they want to people, especially the females. Especially the females are the ones who have been tampered. Can you have a wife or a daughter? You send them to, or they go to the store. You want them to molest them or tell them anything vulgar. So,
and it happens.
It happens, you know, which is an insult, you know.
Yeah.
See, and these things can lead to serious problems. You have people that will not take it lightly and just sit back and say they have said this to my wife or my child or so, or touch them. They may react in a different way.
Yeah, they want to fight a lot of things.
To prevent something big from something small, we try to stop it from the initial.
Yeah.
Right.
Is there anything with the talk about the public drinking that is illegal? Is there anything such as illegal gathering?
Yes, lightering, right? On a street, in a public place.
How you'd have passed by some blocks and you say 10, 15 person, they gather there, maybe just to discuss, we don't know what they do. Anything in place for that?
Yes, we have the lightering offense, right? And it's specific. The law is saying that if you don't stand or sit or anything on a bridge, lightering is immediate then. But if you see the persons them gather there for whatever common purpose they are attacking, whatever, the police should go there and inform them to move away. And you must move, the law is saying you must move quietly. You know, for the back chat and say this sound, and say fast at me and want to go deal with this one or no. The law says you must move away quietly. If you don't move away quietly, then if you move away, and this happened many times, people will left, and you go around and come back there, right there, then the law says you must arrest them, or you could arrest them, because then they commit the offense of lightering.
So up to how much people that is considered? 2 people, 4 people?
1, 2, right up.
Oh yeah?
Right.
All right, with the writers up at the September celebration, the caller a while ago and talking about this drinking for the parade and for tonight if people can't drink. Explain to us how this will work.
Check is the celebration time, it's our independence and the 10th of September, which has passed already. But for this time, they allow people, because it's festive season, to have the drinks and things. However, we're asking that everybody do it responsibly. We're asking everyone that if you're drinking out there, not to drink out of bottles. Put it in a plastic cup or a styrofoam cup. If we see you out there drinking out of bottles, the police will definitely take them away, people. That's not an if nor baby. We'll take it away. Those bottles are very dangerous. They can fall out your hand, break. Remember, and a number of kids would be out there. This is it's a family event. Like a number of people will be out there with their kids, their family. A bottle break on the street, could cut somebody's foot, puncture a tire, or somebody feel like they could be checking out. So when I got a bottle in my hand, I wap chop it or I break the bottle. You know, so the bottle is a form of a weapon, right?
Yeah.
Hence the reason we're trying our best to ask people and ask them to cooperate with us and not to drink from bottles out there.
Yeah, so we'll talk about the persons there, the persons that will be selling alcohol beverage at the event. What if somebody go walk in a restaurant and they buy one beer and they give them in the bottle? Obviously they give them in a bottle, but as you mentioned earlier, they're not supposed to sell beer just like that. But we know it happen. They buy a beer and they say, well, I got my bottle because if I buy out there, they give me in a cup and I drink in a cup, and they just walk out to the tea and they hand in a paper bag and then they drink their beer.
Then they commit an offense, you see. Hence the reason we're asking them for this time. You know, and as I said, if we see it, we'll take it away. And again, it depends on your behavior. I know there'll be some people who want to behave or act up or, right?
Yeah.
My money and the number, the whole 9-10 yards of it, right?
Yes.
Right? And they can be charged. But as I say, it's a celebration time. We're allowing people to celebrate and have a little fun, right? It's once a year, but do it responsibly.
Yeah, but then we got a parade to officer, and then people tend to fill up the ice box with their drinks, and then they had probably sit down on a vehicle or right up on the street side, and they got rid of the ice box and they take it out and then they drink it.
Same thing applies, Jackie. No bottles. No bottles. If you have your ice box, make sure when they consume that beverage, it's in a plastic cup or styrofoam cup or something like that. If you notice, I say not even glass cup.
So not even soft drinks.
Right? Not even soft drink, you want to see what's in a bottles. The paddle are danger. It poses a danger. We have sergeant, we have plastic.
Yeah.
Use the plastic.
Well, I like what you said about the glass container as well, you know, because some people got a lee mug. And I you say, but officer, I don't have it in a no pint. This is my cup.
Yeah, but the cup, the mug, again, check, is a danger.
Yeah. Someone says, good morning. Want to know about some people who put rope or some objects at the street side to see the parade and don't want no one to stand on that specific area.
Richard, I don't know what the town council have in respect to that. You know, remember the mayor control the town, and I know what are those people premises, what are not their premises, what they paid for, and this, so I can't go too much into that. However, I can say to you that we will have the tow truck here. We'll have the traffic personnel running the roads from very early to maintain the free flow of traffic. We don't want anything to hinder the parade, to cause any obstruction, or anybody could get hurt, get crushed. If you park a vehicle there and you don't move it in time, it will be towed away. And then it will cost you a fine to recover back your vehicle. That is what is in place for tomorrow.
Yeah, because they got some people like wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and they go park their vehicle.
Exactly.
So when the parade come up, they could go there and watch. So that not work.
That not work. Not work. Right? We know not work. We don't want anybody. I think some years ago, remember somebody got crushed, you know, in the killed,
right. Yes,
right?
yes.
I don't want. They notice now that the parade has moved on from those small pickups and smaller trucks now to the tow heads and things.
Yeah.
And we expect a very large crowd, a very nice parade tomorrow, big parade. Right? I want people to have fun, Checky. Or clean fun and safe fun. That's the thing. Safety is the paramount thing right here. Right? Some people just go and park the trucks. Sometimes they could even take it more in where it will not hinder anything, but they just park because they want to see what front line or the best view.
True.
And
Everybody wants it, though.
Everybody wants it, but then we have to share.
Yeah. The mayor mentioned yesterday at an event that no vehicle will be allowed to park on Main Street.
Exactly.
Main Street, that the street where people store their pan, no side of the road, no vehicle, no park. And the officer is saying here, if you think that you're going to go secure your space and park your vehicle if you come out in the afternoon for the parade, it not work because vehicle will be towed away at your expense.
Exactly, at their expense. They will be towed, they will be placed at somewhere secure. Police officers will be minding them, and then to recover a vehicle, yeah, it will cost you.
So, we don't want to make people feel like the police are being mean, but then when I go there and I park my vehicle there, then I jeopardize somebody else's life. When they're big, like the officer mentioned, and put it in the big tow heads, and so when I think they pass, they need space. They have so huge turn when they have to make, especially when it comes to that area there by when you come off Main Street and going into Baker Street.
Exactly.
And by the fire station as well, and the one run by Ministry of Works.
And besides, check, you look at Main Street. We have the Belize Bank, People's Store. That street is not wide, it's narrow.
Yeah, true.
And then if you park a vehicle, where I could use my phone, I park a vehicle here. Some people get, probably if it's a pickup, will get inside the vehicle or the car on top.
Right.
But then you have people who will come in front.
True.
So what happens now? It gets pretty narrow. And those big trucks come in, the driver will pass with the front, what happened to the trailer?
Yeah, trailer.
And sometimes with those trailer trucks, you notice that the truck may be in one angle, but the trailer is in another angle.
Right.
Right? Because they're trying to navigate.
Yeah.
And that's where people can get clipped, can get crushed, mashed. When they do kill a driver car, it's too late.
And then sometimes they got some float and then it
Exactly.
build out of the box.
Exactly. So we don't want anybody to get hurt. So it's for the safety of the public. We're asking people to cooperate and to work along with us. Right? Enjoy the parade, yes, but come out in time, get a nice place to stand, and, you know.
Yeah, because we celebrate with independence.
We celebrate independence, right? Yeah. 36 years, right? Let's have fun and enjoy it, but enjoy it clean, safe fun.
Yeah. What would you say to those people that will be in the Juve?
The Juve has become a big thing now, Checky. That people into it. A number of people will be drinking, partying. Please respect other people. Some people are in there, but they don't want to get paint up. But I believe you're going to be that part. As a police officer, work Juve in my uniform, and I don't like it, but this is my job, and I'm out there, I get paint up sometimes too. I try to avoid it. But when the Juve is over, or coming to an end, people want to go and jump into that river.
Yeah.
Some of them will be under the influence of liquor, alcohol. People, remember, I can't stop you from just jumping in a river. You know? Remember, your body will be a bit warm because of the party or dance up, and jump into that cold water, catch cramp. You know, we had an incident where a person has lost his life a year ago by Belcan Bridge. Right after Juve, they jumped into the bridge.
Yeah.
Into the river, Belize River, and died. We don't want that. We want everybody to go there, have fun, and go back home safe to their family. Remember, the life you save may be yours. Talk to a friend, talk to a colleague, right? I know, no go home back and bathe.
Yeah,
right?
true.
And they could say, okay, I don't know if it will happen here. But last year, I think the year before in Belize City, I noticed that the WASA had put up some, what do you call it, shower stars along
the route of the
portable, right? Along the route of the Juve, where people were allowed to, because some years before, some people went and tampered with the hydrants for the fire trucks and so.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and they had opened them and, caused some damages to some of them.
Yeah.
So, after that I saw WASA, that's what they did in Belize. I don't know if they did this year, I wasn't there, but I know last year that was one that took place, and people had fun with those. People went there and bathed in the streets, and they danced along the way too, and came back, and we had no incidents in people jumping into the sea out there by Marine Parade and those places, Yeah. So.
Well, officer, tonight we got the flag raising ceremonies, we got the black party, followed by the Juve. Then tomorrow we have the official ceremonies, followed by the parade, and after that they jump up. What's your message to not only to Orange Walk, but for the entire country, because people, they come from all over into Orange Walk?
Jackie, one of my first thing I want to say to the people, especially drivers who will be bringing people, remember, you are responsible for a number of lives, people, drivers. Please don't drink and drive. Remember, you have other road users. Think about the other road users. Driving a vehicle with so many people in there, the vehicle control in that vehicle is different than an empty vehicle. The weight makes it different.
Yep.
Even less movement. When a vehicle is empty, we call it easier than when it's loaded.
True.
It moves slower, and so you have to think. So please, if you are coming into Orange Walk and you are the designated driver, recuse yourself or excuse yourself from drinking. Drink after the parade, like the police. We are party after the party, or who drink after the celebration, right?
Yeah.
So put the same message to yourself, right? Make sure your vehicle have the necessary equipments. They have the jack, the spare wheel, or whatever. Many times, check a vehicle get left on the road, then they cause accidents. People lost their lives or get injured, or they will get stolen past because they leave it on the road, because they come on the road, hurry to come, and never bring the spare wheel, and never bring the jack, or never bring the
check the
spanner,
oil.
never check the oil, and a number of things. So you're coming on the road, and even people here in the town, some people hurry to go out and not check their vehicle. Next thing, the vehicle run hot, then it costs you. So check your vehicle, right? Make sure it's roadworthy, and then you go out there.
And watch where you park your vehicle as well.
Watch where you park your vehicle.
Because the police can't be everywhere,
Exactly. We'll be around, but we can't be everywhere. We may just pass, and then the next minute or two, something could happen. Right? We're asking people to go out there, especially the ones taking out kids. Sometimes, people take out too many kids, and they cannot control. Right?
True.
Too many kids they have along with them, and they can't control the amount of kids. While they deal this one, the other ones move, and kids will always want to move, especially when the trucks are they're throwing sweets or whatever, toys or whatever.
Yeah.
The kids will go there, try to, and then they're in danger. So please, take one amount of kids that you know you can deal with or attend to, so you have full control of those kids. People, it's hard when a child, it hurts me, I tell you, it hurts me when I see a child get injured, because of negligence of people. So please, you're taking out the kids, take enough kids that you can handle. Don't take this amount that then you can't handle all of them. Sometimes I don't know where the child left because
so much people.
Too much people.
Yeah.
Right? So please, and again I'll say to those people in those floats, if you are throwing away whatever, toys, chains, sweets, whatever, please don't throw it close by. Throw it to the
Yeah,
back.
so the rush
The rush don't go to exactly to the vehicle, you know. Assist the driver, assist us likewise, right? Because when you throw it, the driver will not be able to see who run there and might
Can't
not be
know
able
the
to
driver
stop.
to throw it.
The driver to throw it. So please remember that sometimes just throw it and throw it. I ask them throw it to the back.
Yeah,
Make it go back.
Make the crowd go back way.
Keep that free away, right? So as I say again, we're using those bigger trucks now. These tractor trailers or two heads, which becomes very dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, right?
Yeah.
Again, some people like to hang on the side of these trucks. We're asking people not to do that. Not to do that. If you are standing at the corner of Main Street and Baker Street, people, those trucks will make some wide turns there. Asking for cooperation, please just back so when the trucks comes there, it can make that turn without anybody being injured, right? And that's at all the junctions or corners where the truck will have to make those turns. So it's just your cooperation, people. The safety of this thing depends on all of us. It's not only the police, it's everybody's business.
Yeah.
It's us and you all working together. Talk to a friend, talk to a colleague, advise them to do the right thing, right?
Yeah. So no public drinking, no drinking in battles.
No public drinking. They will be allowed to drink, but not in the battles.
Yeah. No, I'm referring back to what you were saying at the different shops.
Oh, at the
This
shops,
they're
yes.
not just for this September
A
celebration.
celebration.
This Sunday there, all the time.
All the time.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Chi, we'd like to thank you so much. Your message to the country of Belize on behalf of yourself and your formation here in Orange Walk for the 36th anniversary of Belize independence.
Thanks, Cheke. And again, I ask that everybody go out, have safe, clean fun, and remember, put God first. And I think we'll have a enjoyable and safe time without any incidents or injury. When comes the 22nd, we want to hear any sad news out of Orange Walk that this one got hurt or this one got killed or this one got injured. We want to hear to enjoy they had a safe and peaceful and enjoyable September 21st, and people had fun. Thanks again for having me, and it's my pleasure for being here. And at your request, at some time again, Cheke,
Yeah,
willing to come back,
definitely.
and we can go a little bit more into this conversation and other things.
Right. The 911 line is activated, right?
That is working, and the 302-2022 is working likewise.
Yeah, so I'm not afraid for calling numbers, and the 911 is a free call.
Free
you don't have
call.
to go no credit
No
for
credit.
calling.
No credit. Just
You know?
make sure your phone charge.
Yeah, call and say the location where you're at. If you really care, say everything because you might be devastated, but at least say
One
it.
point, Cheke, I want to say.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, I missed these people. Again, a number of people will be going out. Please, I'm asking you to secure your premises. If your neighbor is not going out, ask them to take a little look of their premises. We have the people who would pray on your premises, people. They will, the party, we're going to take all this flat screen TV now and this and these type of things.
Yeah.
Again, we're asking, and if you're going out, unplug the iron.
Yeah,
Make
that
sure
iron.
everything is cut off. Make sure cut off the stove. Right? Because sometimes these are the things that cause incidents, Cheke.
Yeah.
People just because they're hurrying, they left the stove on, something burned.
Especially
or
the
burned
iron.
out.
Especially
the
the
iron.
left it on
Left it
and
on,
hurry.
left on the bed or anything, and next thing, fire burn, cause a real loss. So we're asking people, sorry I'm not saying that earlier, to please make sure you check that everything is safe, secure your house as safe as you can be, and if, you say your neighbor might not going out, ask them to take that little look out on the house or premises or a vehicle, whatever you leave around. And again, so people have a tendency to leave keys in a certain place. I can't tell you not to do it, but
You know,
if you
it's,
do
it's
it,
not a too good practice.
it's not a too good practice. Somebody may see where you put your keys and they may go into your homes and take out things.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a good practice. So again, people, remember, it's not only going out there, but what is what you leave behind. Likewise, you need to secure to make sure that it's safe. Right?
All right, Officer, once again, thanks, man. It
Thanks,
has been
Jackie.
very educational. I know we'll have you back again to discuss more about Orange Walk when all this celebration done. This is Robert Cheke Usher. Folks, coming up, we have Emmanuel Martinez along with Mr. Wilfredo Novello to carry on with the discussion right here this morning. We take a commercial break and we'll be right back.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Get serious. Get pop.
Compañeros patriotas beliceños, es el gran gusto de Rapidito Loans desearles todo lo mejor durante estas celebraciones septembrinas. Como país soberano y independiente, ya vamos celebrando 36 años desde ese primer 21 de septiembre, cuando la bandera beliceña fue elevada por primera vez, señalando que Belice ya había logrado su mayor sueño, la independencia. Por esta razón, Rapidito Loan se une a celebrar con todo beliceño y les ofrece los mejores arreglos para sus empeños de valor, como también grandes ofertas con el mejor servicio. Ven a visitarnos y te aseguramos que vas a encontrar esa prenda que siempre has estado buscando al mejor precio. Otras casas de empeño te prometen tanto, pero Rapidito Loans siempre te cumple. Recuerda, Rapidito Loans siempre está ahí a tu alcance para cuando más lo necesitas. Rapidito Loans. Visítanos en Orange Walk, San Pedro, Corozal, San Ignacio y Dangrida.
The new Belize City Civic Center is taking shape at the foot of the Balkan Bridge and is expected to be completed by December 2017. This multi-purpose mega facility will boast an air-conditioned interior with a seating capacity of 4,500, a FIBA-certified wooden main court and 3 practice courts, offices, media boxes, and multiple locker rooms, another basketball court with 24-hour access to the public, and parking for 200 vehicles. This $34 million investment highlights a new era of world-class sporting infrastructure for the entire country of Belize. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
The sunny days are here, and whether it's for a picnic or in your kitchen, you need the meat. Gillette's Meat Shop proudly offers a variety of juicy cuts such as processed meats, ham, bacon, salami, longaniza, and sugar cure ham, just to mention a few. Enjoy our meats in beef, pork, and mutton. So for that healthy cut your family enjoys, visit us at number 18 San Antonio Road in Orange Walk from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 12:30 and 3 to 5 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Place your orders at 322-3486 or 322-2175 or even 610-4061. Send us an email at derekgillett31@gmail.com. Gillette's Meat Shop, fresh and processed meats.
Ay, qué rico.
They see you and how you're living. Always a star. Yes, you live in color to the limit. Large and in charge. Yes, that's why you rock with Buster. Refreshing range of colorful flavors. Always a star, never the audience. You run things never run yours. Yes, you are the life of it, not just a part of it. Your life is never black and white. Live in full color. Buster.
Tienes 8 cilindros. Eres adrenalina disfrazada de aleación de aluminio a 8000 revoluciones por minuto.
Así como así. ¿Será el cigüeñal?
Una limpieza de inyectores, un cambio de aceite. Vas a correr con libertad, campeón.
Los que entendemos al motor como si tuviera voz, hablamos máquina. Rochefort, poniendo el mundo a funcionar.
Ahora distribuido por German Vega & Sons. Búsquelo en su tienda favorita.
Northern Medical Specialty Plaza has been offering excellent health services since its inception in 2000. Today you can enjoy a wide range of medical services through our experienced doctors and dedicated friendly staff. No need to go to Belize City or Cheto Mall. Introducing our new state-of-the-art CT Scan 16 slides, now available at Northern Medical Specialty Plaza in high-definition technology, computerized tomography. Also available, ultrasound 4D scan, which shows moving 3D images of your baby. We also provide services such as mammograms, X-ray, clean and safe nursery, certified pharmacist, operating facilities, our 24 hours emergency and hospitalization, high technology research facilities. Our motto has always been to serve our community with compassion, quality, and affordable medical services. Specialists devoted to serve you. Visit us today at Orchid Drive in Orange Rock Town or call us at 302-3708. Northern Medical Specialty Plaza. Your health is our priority.
Be Unlimited.
Bienvenidos de vuelta, compañeros. Bienvenidos de vuelta al Sugar City Morning Show para hoy, miércoles 20 de septiembre. Ojalá y hayan sido parte y escuchado muy bien y sido parte de la discusión que tuvimos con el Senior Superintendent, el señor Chi, donde claramente dijo que no se tolerará nada que sea provocativo y que esté causando que sea problemático hoy por la noche ni mañana, de aquellos individuos que han estado reinando o controlando el pueblo, causando miedo, con botella en mano, diciendo que te voy a partir todo lo que no tienes. Eso, de lo que entendemos, no va a suceder, hablando la neta. Y nos da mucho gusto porque hasta cierto punto personas mayores como mis tíos y mis papás, y bueno, no ahora porque han fallecido, pero anteriormente se negaban a salir simplemente porque tenían miedo y no querían ser parte de la corrida de toros, como decir, porque eso es lo que a veces es cuando empiezan a tirarse con botellazos. Ahorita no vamos a hablar eso. Ahora tengo el gran gusto de tener una persona que siempre se presta para platicar con nosotros un poquito de política y ponerlo, la política de hoy en día, en perspectiva y relativo a lo que se ha estado hablando. Hoy tengo el gran gusto de darle la bienvenida al señor Wilfrido Novelo. Como lo conocemos desde muy niños, bienvenidos.
Mucho gusto.
Okay. ¿Cómo estás, ante todo?
Muy bien, muy bien.
Ayer te vi en lo que es la apertura y la celebración del House of Culture, Banquitas House of Culture. Y fue muy bueno, estuvo muy bueno el evento. Quiero tomar tiempo aparte, antes de entrar a lo que es la discusión, para felicitar a todas las personas que tuvieron algo que ver con esto. Quiero felicitar. Vamos a tomar esta llamadita. Sugar City Morning Show, good morning.
Buenos días, buenos días, Mr. Martínez.
Hola.
Novelo.
Buenos días.
Mr. Martínez, yo solo quería decir algo, ¿no?
Ándale.
Que estoy viendo su programa y me gusta cómo están diciendo lo que va a pasar hoy y todo. Porque ya que en mi neighborhood, yo cuando la gente sale, yo cuido sus casas.
¿Ah, sí?
Pero cuando yo salgo, yo no sé si cuidan la mía. Pero yo siempre, porque yo soy una persona que yo desde que tuve mis hijos casi yo no salgo. Y no me gustan mis hijos tampoco que salgan, porque como dice mi marido, if you no find trouble will find you.
Sí, sí,
y mejor es que den la casa. Sí. Porque ahorita Mr. Martínez, hoy mi papá estuviera vivo, creo que iba a cumplir sus 95 years.
¿Don Joe? Don Joe.
Cayó al buche.
Don Joe,
Ajá.
sí.
Y yo cada vez voy a limpiar su grave y le llevo sus flores y todo a mi granía, todos ellos. Yo tengo una costumbre que yo siempre voy. Y esa vez yo me enfermé de mi pie porque hasta ahorita estoy en bed rest, pero siempre me voy en la calle. Y mi esposo fue a chequear su grave de mi papá que se quiere limpiar. Y cuando viene me dice, I'll tell you something and you know I like it. Y le digo, well, tell me now what? He said, then keep your pie and craft. Su cruz de mi papá, que era de iron, que mi cuñado le hizo años que lo tenía, se lo quebraron en San Martínez y se llevaron la cruz.
Ay, mi amor.
Y yo digo, esa gente no respeta ni a los muertos ahora.
Pues, ¿sabes algo? Te quiero decir de que bienvenida al club de los que han robado, porque una semana o 2 semanas luego que enterramos a mi papá, hace 33 años, lo mismo sucedió en su tumba, nada más de que a el de mi papá lo quebraron, lo arrancaron y se lo llevaron.
Sí, porque el de mi papá así está, porque estaba así pegado con cemento. Y dice mi esposo que él no entiende cómo lo quebraron, porque se ve que lo quebraron y él dice que él no entiende, porque era de iron, era en fierro viejo, como pues antiguo, que mi cuñado le hizo su cruz a mi papá y ya tiene como sus tortillas también que mi papá murió. Y yo le digo a mi esposo, puchicas, le digo, ya ni a los muertos vamos a tener tranquilos ahora que les lleva sus flores, se los van a vender.
Por eso nos da mucho gusto escuchar lo que el superintendente dijo, de que se va a poner control, se va a empezar a controlar estas cosas. Porque Orange Walk estaba corriendo muy libre y muy...
Sí, es verdad.
¿Okay?
Sí, es verdad. Aunque a veces la gente se molesta, Mr. Martínez, pero hay que hacer un poco de curfew como antes cuando yo era chamaca. Que te ven en la calle, te van a llevar juntos con tus parientes también, pero ahorita, Mr. Martínez, yo estoy en mi baranda, veo chiquitas con su phone, pants y todo, cuando les quedo viendo, mi hija se ve más grande que ellos. ¿Dónde están los parientes? Durmiendo. Yo no digo que mis hijos no salen, pero ellos ya son mayor de edad y aunque así, yo siempre les mento a la mamá que soy yo. Porque no me gusta, porque hay cosas allá afuera que están pasando y lo podemos evitar en quedar en la casa, pero como mis hijos dicen más, no vamos a quedar encerrados y encerrados, tenemos que salir a trabajar. Pero ahorita hay gente, Mr. Martínez, que, dispénseme la palabra, pero hay gente que ahorita ni a su mamá respetan.
Sí.
Y eso yo veo que ahorita no es como antes, que tú le contestas a tu abuela, a tu tía, te rompen y te sacan un diente. Pero ahorita no hay respeto. Ve ahorita con el cementerio. Ya ni a los pobres muertos ya no van a respetar ni nada. Y a mí me dio coraje. La verdad sí me dio coraje, Mr. Martínez, porque yo digo, años mi papá tiene esa cruz.
Es que eso es, no eres la única víctima y no serás la última víctima. Yo creo que esto indica...
Hay que ponernos todos juntos a trabajar. A trabajar, no solo como dicen, déjalo para el policía. El policía está para eso, no. Como dicen, ayúdate y Dios te va a ayudar. Tú tienes que andar buscando para buscar quién lo agarró de donde estaba.
Y no solo eso, pero también buscar formas de evitar que la gente pueda entrar al cementerio y hacer este tipo de daño.
Sí, porque antes, Mr. Martínez, yo iba a limpiar su bóveda de mi papá, de mi abuelita, de mis tíos, yo iba. Ahorita ya no puedo porque me dan miedo. Cuando entro en el cementerio, hay un bunch de señores que están tomando y eso. Más tarde agarran a uno allá y ¿qué uno va a hacer con tantos de ellos? Allá entra a tomar usted no puede entrar como usted quiera.
No.
En Mérida la misma cosa, no puede entrar como usted quiera porque yo tengo mi cuñado, mis tíos que están allá. Y cuando vamos tenemos que esperar cierto tiempo que podamos entrar y hay anda vigilancia atrás de nosotros.
Sí, así es. Gracias por tu llamada.
Bueno, Mr. Martínez.
Gracias, que tengas un bonito día. Gracias. Una llamada muy buena porque nos hace recordar de que hay elementos que están causando daño aquí. No todos somos santos, ya lo sabemos, pero hay ciertas cosas que cuando causas problemas que otra persona se ve dañada es cuando mayor daño tienes. Pero hoy, regresando a tu tema, tenemos buen momento para discutir aún. Vimos por las noticias ayer que John ha dicho de que no va a darle seguimiento a lo que es la conducta de la policía durante el riot en Tower Hill. Dijo en sus palabras, whether or not I'm going to take a case against the police or not, I'm not even sure if it is worth it. I think what is important is for us to make our point that the people of this country, they've had enough of the rape and the pillaging of our natural resources, of the abuse of the government resources. Don't you think that is a lot of hypocrisy?
Absolutely, yes. You see, Johnny knows fully well that if he tries to pursue anything against the police, or against the government, he knows that he will get burnt in the process. His family has been the biggest land grabbers in Orange Walk.
But he can claim that's my family, that's not me.
It does not matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
The sins of the father shall fall on the children too. Right?
But okay, go ahead.
And they have a culture of land grabbing. In Spanish, le llamas geofagia. Una voracidad por la tierra, hambre por tener tierras. Se dice geofagia en español. And that is what the Briseño politicians have been doing, ever since they have been in politics. Grabbing land and putting it in other people's name. Because they know that land appreciates in value as time passes by. That Johnny, right? He got a lot of things to hide.
Things like what?
For example, he is yet to produce the receipts for the cable companies that he bought.
What do you mean with that?
Remember when Jules asked him about the cable companies he bought from Leadville to Corozal, how his mouth went, and he started stammering? He could not provide an answer.
What you're telling me is that the source of the money that John used is of dubious nature? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, that is what I am inclined to believe, because if you get the money from the bank, as he has tried to tell the people, well, just produce the receipts, man. That's not supposed to be anything big.
He would tell her that it's a private company. You could beg all you want, but he doesn't have to give you.
Well, he is a public figure. So he is under intense public scrutiny.
Now, going back a little bit more to the question, there is a committee. There is the public, the commission, the
Public Accounts Committee.
Public Accounts Committee that is meant to do exactly what we're talking about.
Yes.
In other words, to scrutinize all the accounts of the members of parliament per se, and but we do know that functions only up to a certain extent, because if I don't disclose certain things, or if previous to me becoming a member of parliament, I dispose of my riches, of my wealth, and put it in somebody else's name, then I cannot be accused of anything because I don't have anything. You know what I mean? Is it possible that John may have done that?
Well, I would believe, you see, John is playing too smart. The richest man in Orange Walk tries to behave like he's a pauper, I mean, that is, as you mentioned, right, hypocrisy.
Are you telling me that John is the richest man in Orange Walk?
Well, I think so.
Okay.
I think so, because, I mean, as some even family members say, right, that John is nothing to play with, right? And now this guy, he goes and pontificates about corruption, right? Like he is sinless.
Do you think, Mr. Novello, that that other people are sharing the same view like you because they notice the hypocrisy?
Yes.
Or is it that perhaps a lot of us are too taken with the emotion of the moment and very simply forget that many, many years ago the fingers are pointed the other way?
You would be surprised that a lot of POPs at this moment, right, they're seeing right through Johnny's skin.
He's becoming transparent?
Well,
in other words, predictable even?
If you can see through him his character, you know, then in that case he is being transparent, but not transparent with his dealings.
But in other words, predictable. You can see through him.
Yeah.
Now, you told me a while ago that you come here with a mission. You come here to inform the public about the true nature of the beast. Okay?
Yeah. All right, Mani. If you have been reading the papers lately, right? Johnny has published that the PUP, should they get back into government, they will be reverting back to the public systems service that we had in the past, whereby we had permanent secretaries.
Do you recall when he said that?
It's, I think, in the past 2 weeks.
In the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And there was a pointed reference to going back to permanent secretaries.
Yes.
And that was said in the context that, yes, he was wishful that he would go back to. Did he say any reason why he would want that to
Okay. Before that, our system of public service governance, right? In the past, until the year 2000, we used to have permanent secretaries that were trained in public administration.
Yes, I
in the
recall
different,
it says PS,
yes,
everything was
the different
PS.
countries of the Commonwealth. It can be Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Jamaica, Guyana, England, Singapore, all over the Commonwealth. We send people to be trained in public administration. And October 1999, the Belize Times published that they intended to change the nomenclature from permanent secretaries to chief executive officers. And they had a public consultation with the Constitution and Foreign Affairs Committee in Belmopan. It was, I think, the first or the second Sunday in November 1999. And I personally went and I addressed that committee. I was the first one to speak. Mr. Jesus Ken was the clerk of the National Assembly at that time. And the Constitutional Affairs Committee was made up of Dr. Theodore Aranda as the chair. Then you had Jorge Espat and Valdemar Castillo representing the PUP, and the UDP was represented by Michael Finnegan and Erin Contreras. The attorney was the constitution lawyer, Dr. Elson Kaseki. And I was the first and only one to address that Constitution Foreign Affairs Committee. And I told the committee that what they are trying to propose, changing the nomenclature from permanent secretaries to CEOs, it will not work because they were seeking to politicize the public service. And furthermore, I told them that you have the Political Reform Commission that was supposed to give its report in the year 2000. And they were seeking to preempt.
What was the government saying at that time, or the proponents of the change, as to the reason why they were changing the name from permanent secretaries to chief executive officers? How was it touted as a good change? How was it?
They had a long-term agenda in mind.
And that would be?
And because, you see, the permanent secretaries were more effective than the CEOs because they were better trained, technically equipped to run the ministries. It's not the minister that runs the ministry, you know. We believe that the minister is such a super intellectual that he knows everything. But it is the permanent secretaries who run the ministries. The ministers are there just as figureheads. And when they changed the nomenclature from permanent secretaries, right, to CEOs, you saw what happened when Amalia Mai was put as CEO in Foreign Affairs. Prior to that, it was David Gibson, who was a permanent secretary. And you saw what happened when the Venezuelan money was sent. It was rerouted to the Belize Bank in England to pay a private debt of a hospital in Belize City. I am certain that had David Gibson been there, he would have at least told Musa and Fonseca, we can't do that. See, that is not how the system works. But when they changed the system from permanent secretaries to CEOs, they bastardized the public service.
I still have the question that in my mind as to the reason why government proposed the change back then. Because I will be the devil's advocate and tell you that none of the ensuing governments has bothered to change it back to the label permanent secretaries, and that they have continued with the title of CEO, which perhaps gives some sort of reason or some sort of validation for the change. But as best as I gather from what the proponents of the change said, that you are absolutely right. The permanent secretaries were trained in administration of the ministry. In other words, administration. And many times, albeit the fact that they may not, and since they were changed, because they were trained managers, managers, then they were changed from ministry to ministry to ministry just so that they can, they were certain people have their preferential ministers and they take them with them, or perhaps the prime minister in his decision, in his wisdom, whoever that may be, decides to move one to the other. So he carries with him the ability to manage. You know what I mean? He may well be well versed only in fisheries, because that's what experience has taught him. But it turns out that he has been changed to petroleum, or he has been changed to natural resources, or he has been changed to foreign trade promotion, where at the end of the day, he may not be versed at all in any of those things. So the proponents of the law said, tell you what, we're going to change the concept from permanent secretaries, because they're not going to be here forever. We're going to get people who are better trained not in management, but in the subject field, in the field that they will be working on. If it's petroleum, well then let's get a petroleum savvy person. Or if it is human resources, let's get a person who is savvy in in natural resources, and so on and so on and so on. It seems to me that there is no problem. However, you have a different opinion. You believe that they're pretty much bastardizing the system.
The public service, yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Now, you see, with this system of the CEOs, it is more lax, and it opens the public system governance to the widespread corruption that we've been hearing about.
So are you in agreement with John's move to put it back to permanent secretaries then?
Yes, absolutely. But remember that it is them, Johnny, Fonseca, Musa, that change it from permanent secretaries to CEOs, but now they have seen, because they practiced it, that it did not work. It worked to the convenience of the ministers, having the CEOs. But now, since we signed and ratified the UNCESC, the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, right? Johnny is seeing, you know what, this big loop that we had, you know, that has to be closed. And that is now conveniently, he wants to return it to the permanent
So
secretary.
there's a reasoning behind it. There is
Yes.
a hidden reasoning behind it. Folks, we need to take a break. And it's exactly 23 minutes before 9. We will be right back with you because now he's talking. Now he's telling us the reasons why that political move is afoot. Let's take that break.
Pero me pregunté.
Let's take
Notice
that
the
break.
residents of rural communities in Orange Walk and Corozal districts. If you value your health and your children's health, you will dispose of your garbage only at approved sites. The disposal of garbage at any other location is illegal, and if caught, you can be fined up to $5,000. If you don't get caught, you can still suffer health impacts caused by these illegal sites, because illegal dump sites harbor pests such as rodents, possums, and mosquitoes that carry diseases. These can transmit those diseases to you and your children. In addition, the garbage you throw away illegally can contaminate water bodies near your community. The same water bodies you might use for recreation or other purposes. Only with your help can the Department of Environment ensure that Belize's development is safe for present and future generations. You can also contact your local village councils or Belize Solid Waste Management Authority for more information. The Department of Environment thanks you for your help.
Believe it's celebration time. August 31st and September 1st at the start of the September celebration with Frankie Reynolds' Timeless Motown Memories concert at the Bliss Center. The Carnival King and Queen competition follows at the Marion Jones Stadium on September 2nd. On September 9th, take to the streets at 5 a.m. for Carnival Juve and then rinse and repeat the revelry at 1 p.m. for the Carnival Road March through Belize City. On the 10th day of September, it is the St. George's Ski Day ceremony and Citizens Parade. The premier steel bands come together at the Marion Jones Stadium for the Pan Yard concert on the 16th. On the 20th, the night comes alive at 9 p.m. with the official flag raising ceremony, music and fireworks display at the Memorial Park. And on the 21st, it is the Independence Day ceremony and uniform parade. Believe, confronting challenges, celebrating triumphs, renewing or resolve.
Everybody wants a clean and healthy family. That's why they purchase the best food products and the cleansing materials. This time, we give you a bigger size of La Costeña products like the mouth-watering fried beans and the pasta sauce. And surely for your clean laundry, we have the breathtaking aroma of Ensueño Max Suavitel. Even your visitors will ask what you clean your floors and restrooms with. And you can boast it is the variety of Pinol products and Sultan Muriatic acid now in 900 milliliters. And much more for the best prices only at German Vega and Sons Imports. We serve you at number 5 San Antonio Road, Orange Walk Town. You can even call us at 322-3625 or 322-2672. Or you can even send us a fax at 322-2571 or email us at germanvega@btl.net. German Vega and Sons Limited, because we care for you.
A&R Stores Countrywide announced the arrival of name brand school bags in all colors, design and sizes, stationery supplies, composition books, lunch bags, laptops, tablets, watches and everything else you will need for this new school year. So take time out and have your pick out of the largest variety of durable school bags in the country. They are also pleased to announce the arrival of a wide assortment of housewares like sterilite plastic containers in different sizes, glassware, kitchen utensils, cooking pots and pans, and beautiful floral arrangements. And if you need to redo your bathroom or your bedroom, visit them for the most beautiful bath mat sets, ready-made curtains in beautiful colors and designs, lights and mirrors, bed sheets for twin, full, queen and king size beds, plus comfortable pillows and beautiful comforters to match. And best of all, it is always the excellent service and the low prices that make the difference at A&R. So come visit our stores in Orange Walk, Corozal, Belize City, Belmopan, San Ignacio, and now in Dangriga for the best in housewares and school supplies at the guaranteed best prices in town. A&R, where our prices make the difference.
Ever since Digicel doubled all of their prepaid data plans, things looking a little strange around here. My sister seems to think she's some sort of a celebrity now, that she has all this data to post everything. My dad keeps starting these do-it-yourself projects. There's a lot of time on pictures. Even Nana loads all the extra data. She chats a lot on the dating sites. Mom is always finding new recipes from all over the world to try on YouTube.
We got the show is on.
Digicel's newly doubled prepaid data plans let everyone be free to do so much more.
The bigger, better network. Digicel.
Let's get ready to rumble! Y'all ready for this?
Get serious. Get buff.
Compañeros patriotas beliceños, es el gran gusto de Rapidito Loans desearles todo lo mejor durante estas celebraciones septembrinas. Como país soberano y independiente, ya vamos celebrando 36 años desde ese primer 21 de septiembre, cuando la bandera beliceña fue elevada por primera vez, señalando que Belice ya había logrado su mayor sueño, la independencia. Por esta razón, Rapidito Loan se une a celebrar con todo beliceño y les ofrece los mejores arreglos para sus empeños de valor, como también grandes ofertas con el mejor servicio. Ven a visitarnos y te aseguramos que vas a encontrar esa prenda que siempre has estado buscando al mejor precio. Otras casas de empeño te prometen tanto, pero Rapidito Loans siempre te cumple. Recuerda, Rapidito Loans siempre está ahí a tu alcance para cuando más lo necesitas. Rapidito Loans. Visítanos en Orange Walk, San Pedro, Corozal, San Ignacio y Dangriga.
The new Belize City Civic Center is taking shape at the foot of the Balkan Bridge and is expected to be completed by December 2017. This multi-purpose mega facility will boast an air-conditioned interior with a seating capacity of 4,500, a FIBA-certified wooden main court and 3 practice courts, offices, media boxes, and multiple locker rooms, another basketball court with 24-hour access to the public, and parking for 200 vehicles. This $34 million investment highlights a new era of world-class sporting infrastructure for the entire country of Belize. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
The sunny days are here, and whether it's for a picnic or in your kitchen, you need the meat. Gillette's Meat Shop proudly offers a variety of juicy cuts such as processed meats, ham, bacon, salami, longaniza, and sugar cure ham, just to mention a few. Enjoy our meats in beef, pork, and mutton. So for that healthy cut your family enjoys, visit us at number 18 San Antonio Road in Orange Walk. from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 12:30 and 3 to 5 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Place your orders at 322-3486 or 322-2175 or even 610-4061. Send us an email at derekgillett31@gmail.com. Gillett's Meat Shop. Fresh and processed meats.
Ay, qué rico.
Bienvenidos de vuelta. Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. We're talking just a little bit of politics here, just a little bit. And this is as a result of yesterday's newscast when apparently the media was right smack there questioning the leader of the opposition, the Honorable John Bresenio, about every possible thing. And yesterday it was John, and you know, John, leader of the opposition, that. Well, I want to just quickly revisit the Tower Hill fiasco, because that's what it was. It was a fiasco. It was not anything where there was a justifiable reason, and it was illegal. It was illegal by for all intents and purposes, and at the end of the day, it did not last as long as some people would have wanted. I'm going to ask you a question. What do you think was the PUP's or John's purpose of going to the toll bridge? Was it very simply to try to create an awareness, an increased awareness of the perceived corruption? Or was it really to seek sympathy? Your views?
Well, Johnny was there because he definitely wants to gain political mileage. That's all, you know. It's just politics. Because sympathy, he cannot get sympathy for what he did. He was reckless.
But I made that reference is because up to a certain point, I think that some people, I'm not talking John in particular, but some people willingly go into that kind of thing and willingly lend themselves to be hurt so that they can tell you, see what I'm doing? Then broke my finger. Case in point. Okay?
Yeah. That is why I said that Johnny was reckless and irresponsible in taking the people and put them in harm's way at the bridge. He had a permission to hold his political rally at Central Park, but he had none to take his people out there at the toll bridge.
Was there a following at the toll bridge? Was there the amount of people at the Central Park? Did they follow him all the way up to the toll bridge, or only some did?
Only some did, because if I'm not mistaken, not even Monchi followed him to the toll bridge. And
are you sure?
That is what I said, because I do not see him in the footage. Or maybe he was
may have been there.
Yeah.
I don't think that he's going to lose that opportunity to be a hero.
Yeah, to grandstand, you know.
To grandstand.
Yeah. It is possible that he may have been there, but he plays smart, right? He never put himself in harm's way because we don't see it in the footage. You see Cerbulo, Baiza. You see Johnny.
You see Abe quite prominently.
Yes, Abelardo Maya. And some other prominent PUPs, but I don't see Monchi out there. And this was supposed to be garnering support for Monchi because, you know, Monchi got political aspirations in the north, but it wastes the time because Monchi cannot win in the north. There's no way. And the people of the north would be naive to even consider voting for any PUP candidate in the North. No PUP representative in the past has done anything positive for Orange Walk North. You check the record. It's only during the time of Gaspar Vega that the North has seen a lot of improvement and betterment in the quality
Just
of life.
about a couple of weeks ago, we went through all the different projects, and it's a commendable list of activities.
Yes.
You know.
Just now coming, I see the lamppost, you know.
Well, that is one of the very last projects that has run over from the time when he was active in politics. So he's committed to see it through.
Yes, you see, Manny, this is where you have the qualitative difference between PUP representatives who go there to hustle and when UDP is in government.
Let's take this call. Sugar City Morning Show, buenos días.
Yes.
Good
Morning, Mr. Martinez.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, Watchman, I viewed the footage with that Tawahil incident and Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
And the only man he had with Munchi was there, Abelardo Mai was there, and if I'm not mistaken, this fella, Baiza, was there with him. But where are the rest of strong PUP men that was there with him? He had Emiliano Zapata from Cayo. You know the man who punched the wall and said the police beat and the Malaya.
That's why I made a reference a while ago. See what I do with me and broke my finger.
Yes, that's the only one. Espat never helped Janet inhale that tear gas. The one from the two of them from PG never helped Janet. They can't take the lead while he touched the tear gas. The Fonseca, neither Francis nor Karim, because I may say Karim right down here. And Karim never made it down at Tower Hill. All of them, they roll up and they sit down right up. They only make him Monty and Mai. The little fool one in the gang and inhale the tear gas. Johnny was wrong, Mr. Man, because no leader will lead the people there to do any unlawful thing. It was unlawful. They all went from here to Tower Hill. They had for the demonstration. Yes, you respect that. But that from the hospital to the park, they never to make gather and go block the toll bridge. And Johnny supposed to be no better than that. He should have tell him, no, not go and block the bridge. If he presumed to be one leader later days to come, he will run a lot of people into death. That's the way I look at it. Because of stupidness. Bye.
A valid point. Unlawful. He was asked by the police, kindly remove your vehicle, and about him and Abi, and they said no, because we need to show the public that of the corruption and blah 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 blah. And I say blah 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 intentionally.
Yeah.
What happened? Did he then figure that his demonstration was useless? Was that what he's saying? That he had to go all the way to Toll Bridge to create a scenario because the demonstration did not achieve its goals?
Yeah.
Can it be that?
I was looking at the video footage from CTV3, and you see some big empty spaces in the park, which is telling us they had very few people. And even though they said they bussed 40 buses of people away from PG to come down, where was the crowd? I heard that some buses came with 20 persons, half empty. No. It's 2 weeks since this happened, you know. 2 weeks today. And I'm yet to hear if the DPP will lay any charges on him. Because had it been then you or me that did something like that, see, we would have been charged for disorderly conduct. We would have been charged for reckless endangerment of people's lives. We would have been charged for illegal blocking of the international highway. We have been charged for failure to obey lawful command, move the vehicle, and they did not, right? We would have been charged for leading an illegal gathering, and most certainly, Johnny was trying to incite a riot. So the riot happened, then beat up the people like what he had do 30 years ago on December the 25th, 1977, when he created Black Wednesday. The people were tear gassed, they were booted, they were clubbed, some were arrested. You see, his father put people's lives in danger. Now he is doing the same thing. And this is the man who aspires to be the prime minister of this country, the leader of the opposition. Another thing, Mother, once I signed a bond, Mr. Herman Mesa and myself, because we were going to do a procession to escort Mig Urbina for nomination. And I remember well, it was, I think, $15,000 bond. If there was any altercation on the parade route, any disruption of public order and so, I would have been liable and the bond confiscated, right? I will want to know what is Johnny's status on this, because a bond had to be signed and the DPP is yet to move. Am I to understand that because John is the leader of the opposition, he's immune to prosecution? Or is he some untouchable secret cow? This thing's serious.
You're telling me that if after you have placed your bond, obviously if nothing went wrong, if everything went well, very peaceful, you'll go back and you are supposed to retrieve the money that you
it's a signature bond.
It's a signature bond, all right? But it's not just a signature bond, because you really have to, if anything goes wrong, then you have to come up with the $15,000,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Am I not right?
Yes.
So what you're telling me is that consequent to the demonstration, where people were invited to go and do the unlawful act of blocking the toll bridge, you're telling me that can it be that perhaps the safety deposit, the deposit that he did, the $15,000 should have been or could have been? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I want to know what is the status of the bond in relation to the disturbances, because he had the permission and he had to get a bond to do his demonstration at the park. Mm-hmm. But then he goes and illegally takes the people to harm's way at Tower Hill.
Would one impinge on the other? Would the demonstration at the toll bridge impinge on the demonstration?
Well, I am certain that Yamon would argue that police cannot confiscate the bond because the bond was for the park and not for the bridge.
And that's a legal issue, yes.
Yes, so that's a legal issue, you know. But this is what I want to know, why the DPP has not acted on this. Because this thing's serious, you know. This is very, very serious. And you have an elected representative causing this type of havoc in the country. No, this is not to be taken lightly. I'm telling you the truth. This is a serious legal issue. And the caller just mentioned that Karim was here and some others, and then Nevagan and Suburjani in a foolishness. But some sources inside the PUP that tell me that very soon Johnny going, because they want Karim to be the new leader.
Is there any credibility to that suggestion that John is going to be the victim of the same thing he have suffered some years ago when he gave up the position of chairman, and he said, "Oh no, bring back the money, will not take
the millions. Bring back the millions.
Bring back the millions."
Yeah.
And he accused the other members of his very own party. He, John, said, "Bring back the millions that you took when we were in power." Okay, when we were in power. Is there still some sort of anger towards John for saying those words?
Definitely.
And do you think that the Musa faction of the People's United Party is strong enough to do the number on John again?
They can and they will. Remember
what makes
that,
you certain of that?
Remember the last time when Johnny was replaced by Fonseca, right?
Mm-hmm.
He argued that he was sick.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
Yes.
That he had to get medical attention abroad.
Sugar City Morning Show, good morning.
It's 9 o'clock, time for the novela.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No. He said that he was sick, that he needed urgent medical attention, and that is why he was giving up the leadership of the PUP. But why, if you give up the leadership, you fight again for get to be the leader again and spend millions of dollars countrywide paying the delegates and so on to have him re-elected as leader of the PUP. But, and right now the Fonseca faction and the Musa faction, then they laugh. They love what Johnny do, because Johnny has undermined his leadership capacity to be replaced. And
according to the Musa faction, they think that John needs to mature politically. They think that he is still a young boy in terms of politics. A lot of people are not in agreement with that. But that's the way the Musa faction is. Some of the people who claim to know, that's what they say. And that John is into cheap politics. And that they're not going to be a part of the cheap politics. I don't know what they mean by cheap politics, but this is a little privileged piece of information that I got. Okay. However, they laughed at the suggestion that they were behind a move to dump John as the leader of the party, of the People's United Party. I don't think that they would easily want to accept that. But it would not come as a surprise to anybody if it would happen, if it were to happen. Everybody should know that there are certain people within the People's United Party that have aspirations to become the leader, and who garnered the support of the Musa Fonseca faction much easier and much more freely than John does. And we know that that person also carries the surname Musa. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, it's already 5 minutes after 9. I'm going to ask we to just quickly wrap up. A minute. We have a minute to do that. Yeah. Just quickly wrap up with your main thrust of the with your main message.
Okay. Well, to begin with, we have to put Johnny in check. He is not material fit to lead this country. And the quicker the people come to realize this, the better for the national good.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time when we have to go. I'd like to take time apart, now, a minute, to very simply ask of you, let's have a peaceful celebration. We hear of what is going on in other parts of the world, in Mexico, in Puerto Rico, in the United States. I gather that there was an earthquake in Australia, in New Zealand. I gather that certain Caribbean countries are going through, I would say, hell with hurricanes, and the devastation is just unbearable. It's almost unthinkable. I'm going to request, just my simple thing, request that we comport ourselves out there, that we celebrate in the name of a country, but that we respect the rights of other people. If somebody brush by you, that no make no reason you have to take out pint and stone that man and broke the pint in your back. Grow up. That's no reason for that. A simple excuse. Sorry, I never mean that. Most of the time, they didn't. Most of the time. I'm not going to go into other considerations. But most of the time, that is very simply an accident. Let's learn how to be responsible citizens. I'd like to take time out to wish everybody a beautiful celebrations. I know tonight is going to be packed at the Central Park. It is going to be a beautiful event. I always admire the fireworks, and I will be there, ladies and gentlemen. I will be there. And I will also be there tomorrow, strolling and enjoying it just like you do. I'd like to take this time out to wish everybody a beautiful September 21st Independence celebrations, and would ask humbly that we keep it as peaceful as possible. Not make we get in a fight just because we think with a God when we got 2 drinks in a way. Believe me, I know the feeling. I'm not going to tell you that I haven't. But I have had to learn restraint. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Sugar City Morning Show, where it comes to an end, 8 minutes after 9. And I'd like to thank Rahim and Morris, and also my good friend Checky, my invited guest. Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure having you here. And again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your participation. We go now to our regular programming, wishing you all the very best. De corazón, mis mejores deseos para todos en esta celebración de independencia. Recordando de que una celebración es risa, es alegría, no es tristeza. No es tristeza que tengas que ir a visitar a tu hermano, tu familiar en el hospital, porque otro aquí ya le causó daño, ya le dio un botellazo, ya le dio un cuchillazo. Eso no es celebración. Les pido humildemente, por favor, saber comportarse y saber ser hombres que decimos que somos. Con eso, compañeros, les dejo y les pido, les digo, tengan todos feliz el Día de la Independencia. Nos vemos hasta el viernes. Hasta luego.